Welcome to the Brand Architect. This is course module number 8 inside of the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint. And what you're going to learn inside of the Brand Architect is actually how to grow your personal brand to help your business grow. Now, when it comes to growing your personal brand, you may be a person who know how to do X, Y, and Z, and you may feel that, feel like some type of imposter. You don't know how to actually present yourself on video. Now, the thing that you got to realize is that you may sometimes feel that someone may know the information better than you, may know more than you, but most of the time it's the uniqueness in the individual that makes the answer better. From your perspective and expertise actually shapes how you answer these questions. So it's not one way or one right way to answer any particular question. Your perspective on how you answer the question can give someone a shorter distance to the answer than a person you look up to who you may think is smarter than you. So inside of the Brand Architect, we're going to pull these things and fears away from you so that way you can make money on social media. I'll leave a link in the description so you can download this one-page cheat sheet. I want you to stay on track when you're developing your social media profile. There's certain checks and boxes that you have to check off, cross your T's, dot your I's, so that way when someone look at you, they know exactly what you're talking about, exactly what you deliver, and if they're going to make the choice to follow you or not. So inside of the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint, there are 9 steps that you have to take to actually learn how to operate a fire alarm company, market your fire alarm company, and make your first $50,000. And this is course module number 8, the Brand Architect. My name is Anthony Richardson. I started out business over 25 years ago with a company called Fire Quench. 2017, I got my license, started Secured Securities, made over $5 million working with the government, installing fire alarm and security systems. I built a network of GCs and electricians to where we back and forth so that way we can exponentially build our brands and business. And I'm here to show you how to do the same thing inside of the Brand Architect. So how do you stand out as a personal brand? Everybody always say you need to define your brand identity, your core values, your mission, your unique strengths. Those are all platitudes. Yes, you need to understand what those things are, but I'm going to show you how you could develop your uniqueness to actually penetrate a crowded market, because all it is giving your uniqueness a similar process in a way you're going to give your business a process to automate itself. If you give someone a series of steps on how to do it, and you learn how to break complex situation down into its smallest fraction, you'll be able to create many steps for one complex problem. And by doing so, you can leverage content marketing. You don't have to do SEO-based marketing. The SEO-based marketing you do, what I mean by this is if someone directly asks you a question, because a lot of people ask me about fire alarm questions, how to troubleshoot an unprogrammed device, how to add cards, how to remove cards, what is a CPU, all these different type questions people are asking me. Those are my SEO based answers that I'm gonna put against those SEO questions. Once you start gaining more traction, you'll be able to get more questions, but you can still create content marketing by the steps you are taking inside of your business to generate income, to set up a process. How do you start it? Your motivation. You can break these things up into little pieces, digestible pieces, learn how to put the style content on top of it, and then create your content. Now, once you figure out what works, because you're going to be trying and trying and trying, you're not going to get any traction in the beginning. Nobody's going to like anything. However, once you find what works, all you got to do is remain consistent. And there's tools that I'm going to show you inside of this whole entire program on how you can actually schedule out 30 or 60 to 90 days worth of content, so that way you don't have to consistently think about this every day. So I want to be sure that you download the one-page cheat sheet for the Brand Architect. I'll leave a link in the description. A way to start building a brand or to think about how to brand yourself. Let me just give you a quick example of how I decided to brand myself. My company, Secure It Securities, we are a fire alarm and security company. We install fire alarm systems, camera systems, intrusions, access control, IP cameras, all these different things, right? In order for me to learn how to brand myself, I had to learn how to create a unique offer. So the unique offer that I designed to create was called the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint. The theme is turning text to CEO. This is me. I started out as a technician. Now I am a CEO. And I'm going to show you how you can operate an entire business to make it look like a large corporation with just a single person. So me breaking down these steps and then showing people these actual steps in real time builds social proof, and also testimonials, reviews, case studies. So the people you work with, if they could shoot a quick video, shoot a quick text and say something about what they liked about your company, more so playing towards the feel of emotion rather than saying, oh, this guy's a nice guy. No, I felt unprotected and I needed to feel safe. So I called securities to give me the protection. So there are people out there that feel unsafe. And once they hear that, they're going to resonate with it. So that's the social proof. I want to break down 3 reasons why it is so difficult for new entrepreneurs to build a brand on social media. And the first one is most of them focus on selling and not storytelling. That was a bar. When you're focused on selling, nobody wants to buy what you have. People only buy from people that they trust. So in order for you to focus on actually getting money instead of pushing products in people's faces, build a story around the product. Why did you even start your business? What was the passion behind it? What was the thinking, the thought process, the motivation? Why would this product help me? Why are these cameras better than these cameras over here, right? So you have to start explaining your story along with it. Don't just focus on just pushing things in front of people. Hurry up and buy, hurry up and buy. Give them a story, something that they can connect with, because we all have things that we can connect with. We can find our people once we start sharing our particular type story. The second thing is there's no lack of clarity or direction. My thing is the only time you should be freestyling is if you got a beat on. You need to have some type of plan. You need to have some type of direction. You need to know exactly where you're going. Starting out with building the right foundation, getting your license, getting insurance, finding the right audience, building up your whole marketing plan, getting money into your business. Like all of these steps, you need to have a clear direction on how you're going to actually conduct your business. And the third thing is most entrepreneurs have a difficulty of building trust and credibility. That imposter syndrome kick in. It's hard for you to display your talents. Show us that you can troubleshoot. Show us that you can do an install. Show us what a smoke detector is. Explain what pull stations are. Give us some code requirements. Teach me NICET. Show me these things within your business so that way I can build trust to say, oh, this guy knows exactly what he's talking about. And then once you name your price, it ain't going to be no contesting your price after that because they trust you. So inside of this entire module, I'm going to take you from being invisible to irresistible. Show you how you can transform your personal brand and actually grow your business. Now, I got 3 action steps I want you to take for the brand architect. The first one is I want you to choose a couple platforms for you to start targeting your content efforts, right? It could be Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. My personal suggestion would be to start off on TikTok and YouTube. Focus on those 2 channels. It will help you grow your personal brand. So in this course, you want to create a detailed profile of your ideal customer. And the cheat code is, since this is a fire alarm program, you're already going to have the profile of your ideal customer. You're going to know how to set your product up to find the people so that way you can actually sell your product instead of just pushing it in front of people hoping that someone. And lastly, I'm going to show you how you can craft your $1 million voice. Now, your $1 million voice has a formula to show you how you can call out 3 specific avatars, ranging from large to small being specific, hitting their pain points, telling them how you're going to solve their problem in a time frame without no type of pain. So I'm going to show you that entire formula of how you can craft your $1 million voice. So some of the things on your profile, you want to have a nice, clear picture. You want to explain exactly who you are. I am the fire alarm expert. This used to be securities. I used to have a bunch of different names. But once I learned how to brand myself, I became the fire alarm expert because I'm only going to teach only fire alarm. Here you want to have what you help. This is your bio. My bio is actually different now. So this says expert at getting fire alarm systems approved. My bio now says I'm turning text to CEO, straight, clear, and straight to the point. So when you visit my profile, you know if you're not a technician, this is not for you. If you're a technician, this may be for you. Right here, you want to have a link to your funnel. Right here, before I built my funnel and built out these courses, I was sending them directly to my fire alarm page. Now you go straight to my funnel, go through a funnel. I'm giving you more value. I learned how to give more value and more information and package up what is in my brain and put it on paper. And that's what this entire fire alarm business blueprint is. It's going to take everything out of your brain, put it on paper, so that way you can itemize it, profit off each item. So as I mentioned before, the three things you want to do to enhance your profile: definitely have a nice high quality profile picture, your face, you standing with a nice little outfit, a good logo if you want. I would recommend always showing your face because people will rather see who they're dealing with, right? Rather than dealing with some bot on the internet. You want to craft a clear and engaging bio. Who do you help? How do you help them? Time frame without the pain. And lastly, you want to put relevant links to either your contact information, your website, your funnel, your e-commerce page, wherever you want to send them. That's where you want to send them. What I suggest is you create a funnel so that way you give them some type of currency in exchange, right? The currency would be a video of a step-by-step process, a downloadable cheat sheet for them to do it in PDF, whatever the situation is, that you want to give away something to get their information. So some of the content pieces you could display on these social media profiles, because each one is particularly different. And inside of the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint, show you how to create content for each one of the platforms so that way you can grow your personal brand and get some money inside your business. You want to be able to use consistent branding. Now, what that means is if I am talking about fire alarm and then someone clicks on my link, they're not going to go to a page of cameras. You don't want that. Whatever product you're talking about, whatever product you're trying to explain or sell, whatever it is you're trying to do, they have to go back and to that page that's going to keep giving them more information about what you are talking about. So you want to make sure you remain consistent across. I'm not going to be talking about fire alarm and then I'm going to be making beats and then I'm going to be cutting hair. I'm not going to be doing all these different things on all these different platforms. Fire alarm is everywhere, so that way they can get it from this platform or from this platform, or because it's different audience in different platforms and everybody digests content differently. So podcasts, regular videos, short forms, long forms, however you can create your content, distribute it out. That's what you need to do consistently across all platforms. Now, they say you got to be authentic, you got to be yourself, and all of these different things. Now, one thing I found out about that, because I was never a person who liked to take pictures. I'm really not the type to be doing videos or doing all these crazy different things. In order to sell, you have to change your mind frame and actually become a sales. What do we see on TV? The commercials we see. We are entertained by how they actually display these commercials. Now, once you start understanding that your social media platform or your social media network is actually a TV network, and all you're doing is testing out different ideas, and whatever idea didn't work, then you look back and troubleshoot it, perform another test, and once you figure that out, like it's like a game, because it's not the emotion. You're not saying that, oh, this person didn't like me, that person didn't like me. You just said, oh, this type of information didn't connect. So now let me call the audible, rearrange it, and display some different type of information with a different style, different hook, different video editing angles, like all these different things. So it's like a fun game that you're trying to figure out how to get to the end. So it's not about overcoming an imposter syndrome. It's just about testing different things. Because once I show you the format, the structure, all you got to do is just put you on top of it. And that's how you can just become yourself. Now, there's certain types of content that could get you certain type of outcomes. If you're sharing educational content, that's going to get you some likes, a lot of likes. If you're sharing controversial content, that's going to get you some comments. If you're sharing inspirational content, that's going to get you some likes and some comments. But most importantly, you want to mix this up into a variation of a melting pot, so that way you get likes, comments, and followers each and every day by just the content you put out. Because as soon as you put something out, it may not resonate. It may resonate 30 or 60 days after that. And once you learn how to connect, build off the templates that I'm going to show you, it's going to be easy to post. It's going to be easy to grow. And it's going to be easy to share your value. Let me give you 3 tips on how you could actually share value-driven content. You want to provide actionable tips and solutions, right? So how do you do that? One way to do it is follow content creators that's saying, top 5, top 4 this. These are the top 4 things I've learned. Top these things. Look for those types of people, follow them, find out how they do their 3 to 5 seconds. So you could say something like, top 5 things I learned as a technician. Top 4 things you need to learn for your NICET exam. The top 4 things to stop you from blowing out fire alarm control panels. So you want to say easy things like that to help the masses understand what you're trying to display. And the next thing after that is you want to incorporate storytelling. Now, there's hooks for everything. And I'm going to show you different types of hooks, storytelling hooks and engagement hooks and all these different types of things inside of this program. But you want to be able to incorporate storytelling. I'll give them a story of me as a technician walking into a building, getting denied access to the building because the company didn't have $10 million worth of insurance. And then that gave me the nugget 10 years later to know once I start my business. So we developed this course called the Insurance Strategist to help you, you know what I mean? That's how you incorporate your storytelling. Then after that, you just set up your content strategy. With our software, we use Zoho Social. We're really Zoho One, and inside of Zoho One is another software called Zoho Social. So we would definitely recommend you using Zoho One to incorporate this into your business. And if you want us to do it, we can have a conversation on how we can implement it into your business. But you can schedule your posts 30 days, 60 days, 90 days out. So that way you can sit down 1 week or 1 day, 2 days, however many days you need, create all the content you need, and then chop it up and then schedule it out. And another easy thing, you don't have to always create new content, new ideas. Whatever worked, whatever didn't work, there's a way you could re-download that straight from the app without it having a watermark on it, and you could actually repost it. You want to put now those tools that you learn, a different hook, and then let the video play out, you can do that as well. So you don't have to always create something new. You can learn how to search for content that you need to create, and you could also repurpose the type of content you already have existing. I have tools like Taha or Taja AI that will break your videos down. It will create the text from your video, like blogs, social media posts for LinkedIn, or social media posts for Instagram, or social media posts for Twitter. But you can take this information and turn it into anything, a step-by-step from a video you just did. So inside of this whole entire program, we're going to break all of this stuff down so that way you can learn how to do this yourself. And you also want to engage and interact with your audience. If you're not for the shit, you don't have to come with the smoke. You don't have to invite the smoke. You could even set your profile up to where the smoke don't even affect you. But if you want to, you can engage in some negativity, but you don't have to. I recommend you just let it fly. But anything that's positive, you can definitely engage with that. But just definitely make sure you engage with your audience. Make them feel like they're alive. Don't make them feel like they're not alive. And there are people out there that will defend you once you get dickheads coming in who want to say something stupid. So you start actually building your community by just off you delivering your style of content. Now, once you develop that and learn and understand, because the mindset have to shift to where you understand that you're not posting as an emotional person to actually get likes, comments, and follows. You're posting to figure out how you can make the algorithm work in your favor by learning the content styles, the content formulas, the hooks you need to have, the content spacing, the pacing, how you need to speak, and the call to action. Once you learn how to put these things on top of the template, it becomes a game after that. You find out, oh, if that didn't work, you could quickly identify, oh, it's because I didn't do that. All right, no problem. Let me create the same or something else and then incorporate that. Now, inside the Market Monster, that's course number 4. We have a Facebook ad course to where it's going to show you how you can actually run ads. And also, I'm going to briefly go over that also inside of the Brand Architect, because you could run ads on a personal scale and you can run ads on a business scale. But you have to be laser focused when it comes to your ads. You don't want your ads to be running in so many different placements. Let me just break it down how we do it. We create a campaign. Inside that campaign, I have 6 different ad sets. Each ad is not going to go to all these different placements. The first ad is going to probably just be Facebook. The next ad will be Messenger. The next ad after that will be Instagram. So I break them down individually to see what is actually going to be working, and then the rest of them I keep running, but then that one that's working, that's the one I'm going to copy, put into a new campaign, and start building on that and putting more money into that campaign. That's just how you find the analytics, read the details and things like that. You find what's working, take it out, copy it, don't delete it, take it out, copy it, put it somewhere else, put more money into it so that way it could work on a larger volume. So here's 3 steps you could run your ads, right? You want to define your target audience, but it's 2025. Let Facebook define your target audience. So you reach wide, let it run for some time, because it's not going to work right away. When you first start running ads, you're building information. You're putting money into a machine that's going to build your customer profile. So the more money you put into it, the better outcomes you have. The less money you put into it is just the longer it's going to take. So it doesn't matter how much you put into it. What matters matters is you take action and start doing it. So once you put money into the Facebook or the Google, it will find out what your audience is. Now, once you understand what your audience is, you copy and paste that into a new audience ad set, and then you create an ad with the steps we're going to show you. Put yourself on top of the template, create your ad, visuals or static images, and then craft your compelling title and headline and send it out there. Put money out there, see what happens, and whatever works, copy and paste it into a new ad set, put more money into it. You also want to set clear goals for your ads. Just like I said, find out what's working, put it in a new ad set, put more money behind it. Keep repeating that process so that way the whatever is working is going to generate you more income, and it won't come from your pockets. The income is going to be coming, your ad spend is going to be coming from the money you make it from the people that's buying your product. So what's the right platforms to run ads on? There's no right platforms. The best platforms, my recommendation for the best platforms would be Facebook and Google. And I would just spend a little money on the other social media platforms to build an audience. But on Facebook and Google, I will really be investing as much money as I can in those two platforms, because Google is going to get to the people that you need to get to throughout Google that ask all the Google the question, and Facebook is going to find who your target audience is. And you just copy and paste that and then keep growing from there. So we have AI that's actually pulling out all this detail for you. So all you got to do is just put money, tell them how much you want to pay to get per customer, and let AI figure out who your target audience is. And then once you figure that out, you just leverage that money by putting more money into that particular campaign. You always want to monitor, test, and optimize. This is how you grow and scale your business. Find what's working, put it into a new ad set, put more money behind it, and you just keep repeating the process for all the ads that's working. So 3 action steps for you to be able to reach, engage, and grow. Like I said, you're going to identify your ideal audience through Facebook and Google. Who's going to find that audience for you? Once you do that, you want to test different ad formats and content creations, different styles, different hooks, different ways to present your information, different ways to hit the pain points, different ways to get people to buy and sell, and for you to deliver the valuable content you have to deliver. And from there, you just track and optimize what's working, put it in a different bucket, put more money behind it. Call audibles when you need to call audibles for things that's not working. Improve the things that's not working. And remember, remove your feelings. Just understand what part of the process didn't work. Once you figure that out, fix it, you go from there. So let's zoom out a bit. I want you to understand that this is one small step of the most clearest, predictable system that there is out there. Step 8 is the brand architect, and there are 9 steps inside of the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint. Here, I'm going to give you all of the tools that I've used, that I know. I'm going to give you all this information on how I conduct business as a solopreneur. So I want to congratulate you on completing this course. Now that you've gained the knowledge and the tools to grow your fire alarm and your service-based business, it's time for you to take action. I want your journey to be way easier than mine. So download my one-page cheat sheet, quick reference guides that's packed with how to optimize your profile, how to share valuable content, and how to actually run effective ads to get your target audience. I want you to keep this by your side so you can apply everything that you've learned. Now, this cheat sheet will help you stay focused, organized, and ready to succeed. All right? I'll catch you in the next module. Thank you for watching. Peace.